There's a touch, and not in a bad way, wool pants that have mothballs in the pockets. Next up in our Trader Joe's tasting, we're going to taste 3 Chardonnays. 2 from France, 1 from California. The 2 from France are the 2022 Saint Celine Chablis. We also have the 2022 Esprit des Lieux Macon Versé Chardonnay. So those are both the same vintage from France, from Burgundy, but 2 very different places. Chablis more north, Macon further south. And then we saw a Shark Week example, which is the 2021 Juggernaut from Sonoma Coast. This one I'm tasting last because it is 14.5% alcohol. I didn't want to kill my palate. As usual, I have my, I don't have my spittoon. Hold on. Can't forget Mr. Rogers. I have water. I have my systematic approach to tasting notes already written out, and I have my wet erase. So we are going to do the Chablis, the Macon, and then I'm just going to put jugs. Jugs! So we have 3 wines here. I want to show you the color difference. I hope I don't spill it. This is the jugs. You can't really see it in this light. It's a bit more, ooh. I think it was from the jugs. Oh, that's a lot of oak. There's nothing wrong with a lot of oak, as long as it is well integrated. So let's start off with the Chablis. The color on this Chablis, I would put at a medium lemon on the nose. It smells like baked lemon and lemony pastry goods. There's a touch of lemon curd, but as it's being cooked, and cooked correctly because it doesn't smell eggy. You know how some curds can smell eggy? Yeah, you don't like that. There is a creamy texture that I'm imagining to this wine. A little bit of river rock, white rocks actually. And then just a touch of like green apple and green apple blossom, and pear blossom, closer, pear blossom. The nose I would put at medium, but it's decently delineated in a warmer vintage. 2022 was on the palate. It's dry, no tannins. Alcohol's medium, body's medium. Flavor intensity, I would put it medium plus. Flavor character, it's pronounced. It's primary and it's youthful. Acidity, I'd put it medium plus. That's a good wine. I'm gonna give that a 3++ for now. Finish, let's see. As I go through the palate, does it taste the way that it smelled? Yes, it does. There is that white rock that's slightly warm, but as if it is cool underneath and then warm on top, like it's a sunny day, but it's cool earth. A touch of pear blossom. There is green apple, crisp green apple. It's lemony and wonderfully lemony. It's not, there are some Chablis that can make you stop in your tracks and you're like, Jesus, that's acidic. But this one has a wonderful creaminess, and there's like a lemony, creamy delicacy to it that I really like. Finish, I'm going to put long. That's good. That passes. We'll taste that in a couple of days. Next up, we have the Esprit des Lièges Macon Versé. On the site, this is I put it at medium lemon too. Are there any flecks of gold or brass in here? Not really. Okay, on the nose. There's a touch, and not in a bad way, a touch of wool pants that have mothballs in the pockets. There is limestone, so white rock. There is yellow apple, Anjou pear, and these are just ripe. They're not overripe. They don't smell like they're underripe. They smell like they are just ripe, ready to eat. There's a touch of, is that like fir? It's not juniper, but there's an evergreen note, and the nose is medium. I'm also getting on there like a Danish dough or strudel dough. I'll just put baked dough. And it actually smells, you know what? It smells like raw. It smells like raw, enriched bakery dough. Okay, on the palate. It is dry, no tannin. Alcohol's medium, body's medium. Flavor intensity is medium plus. Flavor characteristics primary. Say that they're youthful, and they are just ripe. Acidity is medium slash plus. I'll come back to the finish. It really tastes the way that it smells. There is, although I'm not getting mothballs in wool pants on the palate, but I am getting limestone, struck white rock, yellow apple, Anjou pear, also both of them just ripe. There is a raw bakery dough, like an enriched dough, like strudel or Danish or raw croissant dough. There's a touch of butter. But I wouldn't call this a buttery Chardonnay. My guess is that this went through partial malolactic conversion to add layers of flavor. The finish, I would put it medium. It's not bad. I might give this 3 with a little plus. This is not as good as the Chablis and a completely different category, but not as delineated and as expressive as the Sauvignon Republic Sauvignon Blanc, although that is apples to oranges. Or Sauvignon Blancs to Chardonnays. But it's good. I'll have to look at the receipt to see how much that was, but it's not bad. But the finish is already gone. But as it's going down, not bad. Okay, Jugs is next. 2021 Juggernaut, as I'm calling it, the Jugs. So this has almost like an electric hue to it. So I might put this actually as pale gold. Okay, on the nose. That's a lot of oak. Oh God, that's a lot of oak. Okay, so I'm sensitive to oak. I don't really love oak, again, unless it is well integrated. Okay, so this is 2024, this is 2021, so it's had 3 years. It's a little vanilla. Actually, it's a lot of vanilla. It's butterscotch. There's some vanilla cake batter. The nose is pronounced and is driven by wood, or I should say driven by oak. There's a touch of raw bacon. There's some herbs. I might say rosemary, but it's like the sap or the stalk after you've removed the leaves. So rosemary stalk, no leaves. God, is there any fruit? Ripe pear. Yeah, okay. Let's put this on our palate. That's a lot of alcohol. Alcohol is high. Body is full. Ugh. I'd say that this is technically dry, but it feels like there might be a few grams of residual sugar on there. Whew, that's a lot. That's a big one. It's a little flabby too. The acidity is, I'll put it at medium. Ooh, flavor character, that is, I'm gonna put primary and secondary. Intensity, that is pronounced. Ooh, it does taste like wood, like sucking on a 2x4. The oak has not resolved. It is not integrated. This is not a harmonious wine, in my opinion. It's got just gobs of like artificial butterscotch. That alcohol, that is like going right up in here into my sinuses. Wow. There's a sweetness to this, almost like when you take a shot of vodka and it tastes sweet. So I would guess that the alcohol is adding a perception of sweetness. Okay, so if it's up to me, I would not let this pass. And it is up to me, but I will let it pass. I will retaste it to see if it develops at all. But my guess is that this is not going to make it past this tasting or the second tasting. I'm just going to give this a 3/-. And for those of you who love this wine, sorry, it's just not my style. And if it's your style, then I would say that you prefer full, lush, oaky-driven or oak-driven California Chardonnays that have unresolved oak and maybe not a lot of fruit on them. I wouldn't call this a fruity wine. I would say that this is an oak-driven wine. Okay, next up, we'll try the Pinot Grigios.